Hi there, it's Paul Carman with you once again, and a very warm welcome to this episode 5 of Keysound TV. An episode with a little bit of a difference this time. As I explained to you on the last episode, September was going to be a very month for us at Keysound in many ways, including a whole week away from the store at the Pakefield Keyboard Festival. So, in all honesty, I didn't have enough studio time to produce a normal type episode for you. But fear not, what we've got for you on this episode 5, I know you're going to enjoy it. I make no apologies for the fact that it's become a little bit of a Korg episode because everybody featured on this month's edition they're all playing Korg instruments. But don't worry, next month we'll be back to normal, and I've decided to balance things up a little bit. I'll be using mainly Yamaha instruments next time. But the important bit is, never forget, when you're watching these little tuition clips and the performances, doesn't matter what keyboard you own. With the tuition, we keep it general. It applies to any keyboard. When you watch a performance, you may be watching a performance on a Korg keyboard, but try and take some ideas, some inspiration from what the particular artist is doing. It might be ideas in terms of registrations, arrangements of a piece of music, and then use that and translate that onto your own keyboard. So it's all useful knowledge if you use it in the right way. So what have we got for you this month? As promised, I took the cameras off to Pakefield and we filmed quite a bit for you actually at the festival, but we have got contributions from our regulars. Andy Carvill's back with us once again to continue his look at scales and how they help you form chords and help you with composition of music in general. So another great little tuition spot there from Andy. We've also got a visit, I'm sorry I'm laughing, but from our very good friend Mike Hall. He is as mad as a March hare, but we love him to bits, and he's a wonderful musician. He'll be back with another little performance on his Korg PA1000. So at Pakefield, some of the clips you will see me and Pete shortly after we arrived, building the whole of the exhibition stand up. And I warn you at this point, we're very fast workers, so don't blink because you'll miss that one. And then on the very first evening, Pete was in concert. So we took the cameras into the main concert hall and we actually filmed the whole of Pete's concert. But I've brought you about 4 little clips from the concert where he plays his PA4X Korg with his Korg Kronos underneath. Some wonderful arrangements, wonderful performances there from Pete. A little bit later on in the week, he did one of his late night specials, which unfortunately for me didn't start till 10:30, which is way past my bedtime, but I did manage to stay up and we filmed it. It's Pete in a more relaxed environment with some lovely little jazz and pop arrangements, including some nice vocals on there. So I know you're going to enjoy it. And all that remains for me to say is sit back, relax and enjoy the next 50 minutes or so in the company of ourselves here at Keysound TV.
So welcome back to Keysound TV. This little video is a more music theory based video. We have done a video earlier about how to work out major scales, and if you haven't seen that video yet, it's probably worth reviewing that video first before seeing this one, because this one will make use of some of the topics talked about in that particular video. What we're going to be doing in this video is looking at what we call scale chords, and these are chords which are related to a particular major scale. Now, I'm going to be using the scale of C, frankly, just because it's the easiest for you to see and understand. But this applies to any major scale, and I'll come on to that a little bit later on in this video. So what do I mean by scale chords? Well, let me play you the scale of C major, and we covered how to work that out actually in our earlier video. But C major is unique. It's unique because it's very easy, because it's only white notes. So I start on a note of C because it's the scale of C. and I go up the white notes to the next C, and that's the scale of C. Very straightforward. But what I can actually do now is I can form a chord from each of those notes, which are called, and this sounds very technical and it's not really, but they're called the diatonic scale chords. Wow, sounds a bit frightening. Don't be frightened, it's very easy. So diatonic is a very posh way of saying chords within a particular key signature. Lots of tunes only use a very limited number of chords which can be found within the particular key that you're playing. Those chords are the foundation of music. They're not the only chords that you find in those key signatures, but they are the basic introductory ones. And as I've just said, there are many, many tunes which only use those basic chords. How do we find them? Well, it's quite a simple process once you know the major scale. So once again, C scale. Now what I'm going to do with our first note of C is I'm going to play a chord of C. Now if you don't know how to make a chord of C, it's very easy. We take the first note of the scale, the third note of the scale, and the fifth note of the scale. Okay, so it's those three notes. That is the chord of C. So your first chord in the key of C major is indeed just the chord of C major. Perfect. Now I'm going to make a chord now from the second note of the scale, and if I follow the same logic, it would be that. But actually it isn't, because that note isn't allowed in the key of C. C is only white notes. Okay, so there's my first chord. My second chord, this note moves down to the F, the white note, because white notes are only allowed. And that's a chord of D minor. The third chord is E minor. Again, I can't use the G sharp there, so it becomes a G, and that's an E minor. The fourth chord is the chord of F. The fifth chord is the chord of G. The sixth chord is the chord of A minor, because again I can't use the C sharp because we're in the key of C. The seventh chord is a bit strange, and actually it's a diminished chord, but I'm not going to confuse you about this at all. That is technically a B diminished chord, but don't worry about that. And then we finish up with our first chord again. It's just a repeat of the first note. So actually, if we ignore our seventh chord and we ignore our eighth chord, because it's only the same as the first chord, we've got 6 chords to deal with. And the chords in the C major, the scale chords are C, D minor, E minor, F, G, and A minor. So, I can hear you say at home, what does that matter? Well, 2 things. With the scale chords, it actually helps you work out the chords in very simple tunes. If we take the tune of Amazing Grace, it's only got 3 chords. It's got the 1 chord, the chord of F, which is the 4 chord, back to the chord of C, the 1 chord, to the G, which is the 5 chord. Now, knowing that it only uses the 1 chord, the 4 chord and the 5 chord means that if I work out the chords in a different key, I can easily transpose into a different key. So in F, it's the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 1 chord. Get the idea? And the other useful thing about scale chords, and this is down a route now of creativity, is that there are certain chord progressions using only the scale chords which can be very nice and very usable and used in many different tunes. So I've set up on here a little accompaniment style, and I'm just going to use the 1 chord followed by the 6 chord, which is A minor, followed by the 4 chord, which is the F, followed by the G chord, which is the 5 chord. And that's a very common chord progression, which goes like this. Back to the 1 chord. 1, 6 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 1. Now, you can use this to actually start writing your own little songs. And using those simple chords in those recognised chord progressions is a really useful thing to do. The other beauty about the scale chords is I mentioned that they go major, 1 chord, minor, minor, major, major, minor. That progression of the quality of the chords, be they major or minor, is exactly the same in every different key signature. So we can work out, for example, the scale of E flat, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, which means the scale chord, E flat major, F minor, G minor, A flat minor, A flat major, do apologise, B flat major, C minor. So if I wanted to do something in the key of E flat, those are very useful chords that are used in that key signature. Well, I hope that's something new that you've not seen before, and I hope you find it useful in your musical journey. Thank you very much for watching.
Well, thanks, Andy. Another brilliant little session there with you. And so to the setup at Pakefield. Pete and I arrived on what was a very wet and very bleak Monday morning in Norfolk, and we needed to put the stand together. I must tell you the honest truth, it didn't go together quite as quickly as this video would suggest. In fact, it took us about 4.5 hours in total to put the whole stand together, but hope you enjoy the next little sequence. And then we're going to go straight into Pete's evening concert and a couple of little tunes, starting with Thunderbird's March, one of my favourites that Pete does. So again, sit back, relax and enjoy this next little section.
beleidigt.
Well, there you go. Incredible performances there from Pete, and such contrast between the Thunderbirds and Send in the Clouds. And I think you'll agree, that Korg PA4X, particularly the orchestral voicing that comes from it, is absolutely stunning. So thanks, Pete. We'll be back with you a little bit later with some more of Pete's show. But now to the guy, his name always makes me smile, because he's such a live wire to be around, and I love his company, and it was great having him down a few weeks ago to prepare a few things in advance for us. And here's another one of Mike's performances on his Korg PA1000. Thank you very much indeed, Mike. I'd love to know what medication that guy's on, because I could do with some of it myself. But yeah, another great little spot there from Mike. So thanks very much indeed for that. Back to Pakefield and back to the concert room, and a little bit more in the company of Mr. Pete Shaw.
When you're weary, you're feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, why don't you sail on by? Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on the way. Ooh, yeah. I'll take your part when you need a friend. I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled waters. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled waters. I will ease your mind. Woo! I will ease your mind. I will ease your mind.
I'm sure, like me, you enjoyed those wonderful performances by Pete Shaw. And in complete contrast now, in many ways, he later on in the week did one of his late night shows. And for me, it's a totally different atmosphere. It's nice and relaxed. It's very laid back. And Pete really shines in this sort of environment. He's not only a great musician, he's also a great cabaret artist over the years as well, and I think that comes through when you watch this. So again, sit back and enjoy a little bit of Late Night with Mr. Pete Shaw.
I've been walking these streets so long, singing the same old songs. Oh, I know every crack in these dirty sidewalks of Broadway. Well, hustle's the name of the game, and nice guys get washed away like snow and the rain. There's been a load of compromising on the road to my horizon. I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me, like a rhinestone cowboy, getting out on a horse in a star-spangled rodeo, like a rhinestone cowboy, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know, and offers coming over the phone. Well, I really don't mind the rain. Smiles can hide all the pain, but you're down when you're riding the train that's taken the long way. Dream of the things I do, Subway token and a dollar tucked inside my shoe, yeah. There's been a load of compromising on the road to my horizon. I'm gonna be where the lights are shining on me. Let's see you singing, come on. Like a right. Hey, some good singers in here tonight, I'll tell you what. Getting out on a horse in a star-spangled rodeo, yeah. Like a rhinestone cowboy, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know, offers coming over the phone. There's been a load of compromising on the road to my horizon. I'm gonna be where the lights, they're shining on me, like a rhinestone cowboy, getting out on a horse in a star-spangled rodeo, like a rhinestone cowboy, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know, and offers coming over the phone. Like a rhinestone cowboy, getting out on a horse in a star-spangled rodeo, like a rhinestone cowboy, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know, and offers coming over the phone. like a rhinestone cowboy. Yeehaw! Get off your horse and drink your milk. All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm so lost without you? Take my lips, I'll never use them. Take my arms, I'll never lose them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I'm so lost without you? You took the part once was my heart. So darling, take all of me. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I'm so lost without you? You took the part once was my heart. So darling, take all of me. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross, try to be fast, they won't do. Nobody else gives me a thrill. Without your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I'm so lost without you? Yeah. You took the part that once was my heart. So darling, take all of me. Darling, take all of me. Very much. The look of love is in your eyes. The look your smile can't disguise. The look of love is saying so much more than words could ever say. What my heart has heard, well, it takes my breath away. I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited just to love you. Now that I have found you, you got the look of love. It's on your face, the look your smile can erase. Be mine tonight. Let this be just the start of so many nights like this. Let's take a lover's vow and then seal it with a kiss. I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited just to love you. Now that I have found you, you got the look. I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited just to love you. Now that I have found you, don't ever go, don't ever go. I love you so. Don't ever go. You've got the love. Do 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 da 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 da. If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66, yeah. Now it winds from Chicago to LA, 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66, yeah. Go to St. Louis and Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City is mighty pretty. See Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingman, Boston, San Bernardino. If you get hip to this timely trip, when you make that California trip, get your kicks on Route 66. Oh yeah, if you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66, yeah. Now it winds from Chicago to LA, more than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66, yeah. Get your kicks on Route 66, yeah. Get your kicks on Route 66, yeah. Good night.
Well, there you go. Time flies. End of another episode. Thanks to everybody who's helped contribute towards tonight's show. And I truly hope that you've enjoyed it being a little bit different and you've enjoyed the musical content, as I've enjoyed listening to it and putting it together for you. We look forward to your company again next month. But just before we go, I'm going to leave you with one more piece from Pete. And this to me is Pete Shority's best. A beautiful arrangement. Have a listen to these lovely harmonies and chords that he puts in. And I think it's something after a really mad 2 years we're all looking for is some sort of return to normality and back to a wonderful world. Thanks for watching.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of whites, bright blessed days, and the dark sacred nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I see babies cry, I watch them grow. they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Now if Louis would have played the trumpet on this, it would have probably sounded something like this. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Think to myself, what a wonderful world.